So Dallas Cowboys candidacy is way different than any other teams pursuing wise. There's a lot of teams going after Aaron Glenn. All right, there's about 5 teams on the cycle out of 6. You know who the other team is? The Dallas Cowboys. They're not even looking at Aaron Glenn. They're not even going to talk to Aaron Glenn. They're wasting their times with coaches that are either in high school, coaches that are already on staff but have one of the worst records in the world. And if I'm correct, they just completed an interview with Brian Schottenheimer. Do not, under any circumstances, get Brian Schottenheimer. If you're doing that, you're setting yourself to failure. Point blank, period. Failure. This guy wouldn't have a head coaching job at all. This guy, before he came to the Dallas Cowboys, was a passing game coordinator for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Correct me if I'm wrong. The man went dead last. The offense was dead last. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? Brian Schottenheimer would be the worst hire in the history of the Dallas Cowboys. I would rather have Mike McCarthy back at this point, or go hire Kellen Moore at this point. But if you waste your money on a piece of shit like Brian Schottenheimer, then you might as well just tank the rest of the season forever. An 0-17 year, dead last offense, dead last defense, and nothing to show for. No offense, no defense equals fucking failure for you, Jerry Jones. You're looking at the wrong candidacy. It is so over if you get Brian Schottenheimer. It'll be over before we all know it, before our very eyes see that you make this decision to hire Brian Schottenheimer instead of candidacies like Deion Sanders, who has done phenomenal work at both Jackson State and Colorado, or Aaron Glenn, who has had a phenomenal season over his time at Detroit Lions with a banged-up team. Okay? A banged-up team that had 7 or 8 guys on IR or something, and the defense still played at a high goddamn level. If that doesn't interest you, I don't know what does. Okay? All we know is that Jerry Jones is going to hire somebody so pathetic that it's going to make our eyes bleed. Before our very eyes, it is going to make us bleed. It's going to be a lame hire like Brian Schottenheimer. I already know it. It's going to be fucking terrible if we get this guy. We will be cursed forever. We will be stuck on a contract with Brian Schottenheimer because he has never, I don't think Jerry Jones has ever fired anybody. He's always waited until their contract was over. For God's sakes, Jerry Jones, just make some change. Somebody outside the organization. Maybe get Robert Saleh for a change. Somebody with good, intense energy. The defense that he can revive in a way. He might even return to San Francisco at this point. Or go to Jacksonville. He's getting a second interview of Jacksonville. But somebody like that, man. I would love to see Deion Sanders. But I don't even see that there was talks other than just, a friendly call chat or whatever. Not really any interview was taking place for Deion Sanders. But I know Deion Sanders would take the job in a heartbeat if Jerry Jones were to offer it to him. And that's what Jerry Jones needs to do. He needs to get on that. He needs to get his old ass up, get on the phone, call Deion Sanders and say, hey, how would you like to be the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys? He would accept it in a heartbeat. Okay, maybe he'll take some time with it, maybe, quite frankly. With the program he's built there and with the recruits that he's got out there, it'll be hard for him to leave. But I think he would accept this deal. I really do. So I think the logical thing that the Dallas Cowboys can do right now is quit wasting your time with shitty interviews with Brian Schottenheimer, Leslie Frazier, and, arguably Kellen Moore. Quit wasting your time. call Deion Sanders and give him the job.